The Flow Sports Radio.
Yeah. You know it's Hip Hop Sports Radio, yo. And you're listening to The Flow Sports Radio Show. We're getting down to the nitty gritty, y'all. You know, we only got 2 weeks left, man. These last week's games was interesting, to say the least. We don't got no time to waste because we got playoff implications and hanging in the balance. So we're going to go ahead and get it moving and get it grooving, you know what I'm saying? And get right to it, to this first game that happened on Monday Night Football. The 6-8 Panthers win 26-15 over the 7-6-1 Redskins. Even what made this game, I was going to say there was a boo-boo game, but it wasn't a boo-boo game, man. What made it interesting was the fact that for the first time this season, man, I saw Cam Newton be Cam Newton. You know what I'm saying? Cam Newton had the swagger. He had that fire to him. He had that he looked like he was right. You know what I'm saying? But it's too late. It's too late for the Panthers, man. But they played spoiler. The Redskins needed to win. They were still mathematically eligible for the playoffs if they would have been able to run the table, man, and they couldn't do it, man. They couldn't do it. Kirk Cousins played okay, and Deshaun Jackson had 111 yards. Cam threw for 300 even, but it's too little too late, but it was an exciting game, you know what I'm saying? You had Josh Norman, playing against the Panthers, going back playing against them, So it was a little bit of excitement there, man. So the game was enjoyable, so I'm not going to give it boo-boo game status. But it don't mean nothing, no. Let's understand that. Game don't mean nothing. All right, we're going to keep it moving as we move the chains, man. Next game we're going to talk about is a Sunday night game, man. Dallas Cowboys, man. Dallas Cowboys keep it moving, man. Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott keep it pimping by going 12-2. Win 26-20 over the 8-6 Buccaneers. And, we had this conversation on Facebook Live, man, with a lot of Cowboy fans and whatnot. And, for the first time, I kind of saw a chink in Dak's armor a little bit because, Dak doesn't really, he kind of dinks and dunks, even though he has a high passing percentage with 89%. He only had 4 balls hit the carpet. But at the end of the day, man, you got Ezekiel Elliott running for 159. And jumping in the bowl, you know what I'm saying? He jumped in this Salvation Army bucket. You know what I'm saying? That was dope. You know what I'm saying? I love Ezekiel Elliott, man. He is the fire plug that's gonna make the Dallas Cowboys a Super Bowl contender. Without him, man, Dallas isn't gonna win anything because you need that running game. But Jameis Winston, man, had a lot of people talking about young Jameis, man, saying that he blew an opportunity. But I didn't see a blown opportunity from Jameis Winston. I saw a cat that was under duress all night because David Irving from the Dallas Cowboys, the practice player that came from the other squad, was acting like he was Fred Dean or something, man. He was just chasing him around all day. And with Doug Martin, he didn't have a running game, so he had to pass. So all they did was blitz. All they did was blitz him. And, Jameis might have missed some passes, but, hey, man, when you got that big old hog running after you, you getting hit. And hey, I can't really blame Jameis Winston for that, man. But they did have opportunities to win that game. But, Dallas is just too formidable of an opponent, man. Dallas, man. You guys gonna have to figure this thing out because Tony Romo's lingering over your franchise. Just letting you know. All right, next game we're gonna talk about. The Patriots also tie the Cowboys with a 12-2 record with a 16-3 win over the 8-6 Super Bowl champion Broncos. The game was boring. You know what I'm saying? I mean, can't give it boo-boo game status because a team that's 12-2 you got to give him props. But the game was boring. You know what I'm saying? Tom Brady didn't really do nothing. Very pedestrian game. Less than 200 yards passing. Didn't really have anything popping. Julian Edelman had 75 yards. Trevor Siemian for the Broncos had like 241 or something like that. It was boring. It was a boring game, man. There was only 6 points scored in the second half. You know what I'm saying? 6 points by the Patriots. You're going to watch a whole 30 minutes of football and only see 2 field goals, man? Really? Come on, man. It was kind of boring, man. Yeah, it should be a boo game, but I can't get that game a boo game. Next game we're going to talk about is the Saints. They still eligible for the playoffs. They went 48-41. They're 6-8 over the 5-8-1 Cardinals. Drew Brees played great. Drew Brees does what he needs to do. Like I've been saying in previous weeks, I always like to see the Saints in the playoffs, man, because it's high scoring. This is what I love about watching Drew Brees, because when he is a guy that's going to throw up. He could throw up 4 touchdowns and a half, man. That dude can light it up. And so with the loss last night for the Redskins, they're still mathematically eligible for the playoffs, man. I don't know how that's going to turn out, man. But if you still in it, you need to be playing like you still in it. All right, we're going to keep it moving as we move the chains, man. Next game we're going to talk about, man, is the 7-7 Bills win 33-13 over the 0-14 Browns. That's a boo-boo game. You already know that's a boo-boo game, man. I don't give a damn about nothing that has to do with the Browns. You know what I'm saying? They need to just get ready for the NFL draft, man. That's it. You know what I'm saying? They need to draft that young kid who just won the Heisman out of Louisville. They need a running game, man. Forget about a quarterback. Just get the running back. You know what I'm saying? If anybody has taught anybody in NFL, get you a running back. Get you an Ezekiel Elliott, somebody that you can give the ball to relieve pressure from your quarterback, whoever that's going to be. You know what I'm saying? That could be Robert Griffin, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. And Rex is still going to keep his job. We're going to keep it moving as we move the chains, man. The Colts win 34-6 over the 7-7 Vikings. They both have the same record. That's a boo-boo game because the Vikings, they look like remember back in the middle of the season when they were 5-0. Man, them cats are 7-7, man. You won 2 games since the middle of the season, man. Nah, man, it's boo-boo game, man. Andrew Luck, we got to watch out for Andrew Luck as Raider fans. Just letting you know, because Andrew Luck is going to play spoiler. He's going to go in there and going to do what he needs to do. He played decently, but it's a boo-boo game. But that leads into a game that's not a boo-boo game, and that is my playoff-bound Oakland Raiders win 19-3 over the Chargers, over the 5-9 Chargers, to increase our record to 11-3 and a playoff berth since the first time since 2002. Now, that pretty much says it. You know what I'm saying? But this wouldn't be the Flow Sports Radio Show if I didn't provide some perspective. The main thing that we need to understand is that was a home game for the Raiders. Okay? Philip Rivers said there were so many Raider fans in the audience in San Diego that they had to go to the silent count the whole game. Do you know what that means? Okay, you aficionados know what the silent count means and why you'd run a silent count. But if you're at home and you have to run a silent count, regular fans, that means it's so loud when you have the ball. You can't hear the snap count. And he said it was disgusting how many Raider fans were there. But at the end of the day, man, Raider Nation. Okay? People, we don't just call ourselves a nation just because. A nation is a country. Oh, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, man, we played decently. Derek Carr, man, that first down yard that he ran that they had to throw the flag on. Derek is looking like he's trying to get this back established that he's the MVP. You know what I'm saying? It's looking like he's trying to establish that again. But he still wasn't under center. He was running in the pistol offense, pistol and shotgun offense. So that pinky finger is still messing with him. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, we playoff bound, but we don't need to be jumping out the window. We need to be concerned about Andrew Luck next week because Andrew Luck is definitely going to try to play spoiler. We're going to keep it moving as we move the chains. Next game we're going to talk about is that the Ravens squeak out. And when I mean squeak, I mean squeak. They're 8-6 Ravens to stay in the hunt for the playoffs. They win 27-26 over the 5-9 Eagles. And the thing about this game is that the teams that are out the playoffs, they are really trying to knock these playoff bound teams or these teams in the hunt. They ain't playing. They ain't playing like, oh man, our season's over. Nah, they're like, you know what, man? It's like misery loves company. You know what I'm saying? We want y'all to sit right next to us. Okay, and the Ravens were able to stick that out. Joe Flacco played a decent game, and it was just a game where, you know, if you like to see back and forth action, it was that kind of game, man. Really not a lot of statistical things to talk about that game. So we're gonna keep it moving as we move the chains, man. Next game we talk about is the 8-6 Texans win 21-20 over the 2-12 Jaguars. That's a boo-boo game. You already know. Both of those teams, I've been saying every time they play is a boo-boo game. Okay? Jaguars, speaks for himself. Boo-boo game. Texans, boo-boo game. I don't care if they are 8-6. They're barely beating teams. You know what I'm saying? And then you got Brock Osweiler, who you're paying $75 million to. His ass is sitting on the bench. How do you pay? You just paid this cat all this money. You gotta sit him on the bench, dude. You know what I'm saying? That's like you going out buying you a S550 Mercedes and it's always in the shop. Oh man, look, man, that's a boo-boo game, man. I can't even make no more analogies about that, man. We're gonna keep it moving as we move the damn chains, man. Talking about, man, over here talking about the Jaguars and the Texans, man. You crazy as hell, man. Next game we're gonna talk about, man, is the Steelers win 24-20 over the 5-8-1 Bengals. The Steelers are 9-5. Steelers are still holding down that AFC North, man. They still got a stronghold on it, man. Pretty decent game by Ben Roethlisberger. Played a decent game. Statistic-wise, it wasn't really that much impressive. Le'Veon Bell, who I've been just raving on the last 3 or 4 weeks, he had 93 yards rushing or something like that. But the Bengals, man, like I said before, man, they, this whole thing about Marvin Lewis makes the playoffs every year. What about now? Is Marvin Lewis making the playoffs this year? Why does this cat still have a job? I don't understand. I don't get it. But you know what? He'll be there next year because he has something on the owner or something. He must have some pictures or some videotape or some documents or something to keep his job. We're going to keep it moving as the move changes. You know what I'm saying? Next game we're going to talk about. This game, man, I was watching it, man, and I was rolling. Okay, my first biggest laugh was Ezekiel Elliott jumping in the pot after the touchdown, after the Salvation Army pot. That was my first biggest laugh. No, actually, that was my second biggest laugh. This is my first biggest laugh.
Crazy
the 8-6 Titans win 19-7 over the 10-4 Chiefs. Man, I was watching that game, man. Why? Because I got a horse in this race, which is the Raiders, trying to, regain the AFC West division lead over the Chiefs. Man, the Chiefs had that game won, dude. You had the kicker Ryan Sucker from the Titans. His longest field goal was 54 yards in his career. He had a 53-yarder under pressure. Kicks the field goal to win the game with 5 seconds left. Misses it. Chiefs have the win. Only problem is Andy Reid tried to ice the kicker before the kick. So guess what? He got to kick it again. And what did he do? He kicked it and he made the 54-yarder to win the game. That's what you get, Andy Reid. That's what you get for trying to be overthinking it. That's what you get for trying to be too slick. That's what you get for being too arrogant. You should have went ahead and let the dude miss the field goal. But hey, that's good for me. I ain't tripping. Good for me. I am enjoying the fact that the Raiders are in the playoffs. Thank you so much, Andy Reid. We couldn't beat you, but you beat yourself. We'll take that. Next game, as we move the chains, the 9-5 Dolphins win 34-13 over the 4-10 Jets. That's a boo-boo game, man. It's a boo-boo game. Period. Nothing else to talk about. I don't even want to talk about the game, man. Ryan Tannehill's hurt. The second string quarterback came in. Matt. I can't think of that brother's last name, but he threw 4 touchdowns, man. But his first name is Matt. I don't know his last name. I don't got no notes in front of me, really. So, end of the day, man, he threw 4 touchdowns, but it was boo-boo. So it doesn't matter, man. I think Dolphins 9-5, but it ain't going nowhere, man. We're gonna keep it moving. This move the chains, man. We doing all that, man. Crazy as hell. That's Flow Sports Radio Show. Y'all crazy. Anyway, we're gonna move it on, man. And we move the chains. The Seahawks bounce back, looking like the Seahawks again. The 9-4-1 record, win 24-3 over the 4-10 Rams. That's a boo-boo game, but I gotta talk about it. Okay. Richard Sherman, man. He had to check. He had to check. Check the coach because your boy was over there talking about, hey man, throwing at the 1 yard line. We wasn't trying to do all that. Pete Carroll, he got checked. Because he's like, look, man, we ain't throwing no passes at the goal line. We already know how that turned out, and that's what I like about Richard Sherman. Richard Sherman gonna check whoever needs to be checked, whether it's the coach or whether it's his defense or whatever the case may be. I like that. And as far as the Rams just need to be happy that Jeff Fisher gone. Okay, we see a whole lot of people able to talk now in LA. People are it's just like the Grinch that stole Christmas over here in LA with Jeff Fisher. Now everybody wants to talk. Now everybody feels free to talk. But at the end of the day, it was a boo-boo game, but I had to talk about it, man. You know what I'm saying? What else we got? Let's check this, man. What you talking about, man? A lot of boo-boo games this week, y'all. Oh, man. I was about to miss a game. The Giants, 10-4, win 17-6 over the 9-5 Lions. Man, the Lions, man, are like my little team that I like to watch. You know what I'm saying? Because I like Matthew Stafford, and I think that those little young bulls are formidable. But they ain't got no running game. So Matthew Stafford is throwing for his life, getting hit, running, sliding around, taking headshots and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, Eli Manning is Eli Manning. He's going to win a game. He's going to win. And your boy Odeezy, once again, he didn't win on a slant, but he came across it from the slot position, came across and made that little one-handed jab catch, you know what I'm saying, and did beat it, did the beat it video, dancing after. He loved Michael Jackson, rest in peace, MJ. We miss you, dog. But that game right there, man, the Giants 10-4, man. Giants they ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So Dallas, I don't know. You guys might be on a collision course with the Giants. That may not bode well for you guys. Just like our situation with Kansas City. But who cares? We in the playoffs. Don't matter. So what else we got? Did I talk about this game? I might not have. Packers. 30-27, 8-6 Packers over the 3-11 Bears. Almost boo-boo game status, man, but Discount Double Check is back, doing his Doug Dizzle. He played pretty decently well, but he's playing up to par, and Aaron Rodgers is coming. Aaron Rodgers is gonna make it a battle. And Matt Barkley for the Bears, he threw for over 300. I think he threw for 360 something. He almost threw for 400. That's what them SC quarterbacks are supposed to do. So we're going to see what happens with the Packers, man. So, the playoff implications, they mean something. You know what I'm saying? You got them Packers in the NFC, you got them Packers. You know what I'm saying? You got other teams like the Falcons, which I'm getting ready to say right now, 41-13 over the 49ers. Hey, man, you got some strong formidable teams, Dallas, that you got to deal with. But in regards to that Falcons and 49ers game, there ain't really nothing really to talk about, man. The Falcons did what they needed to do. The 49ers only scored 13 points, and they only scored it in the second quarter, man. They went scoreless in the first and third and fourth quarters. And San Francisco 49er fans, all I can tell you guys is that, it's like I said last week, it's time to start figuring out what you guys are going to do for the future. Every team who has been on the mountaintop has had to rebuild. You know what I'm saying? You guys have had to rebuild in the past, but it's all going to start with your draft. That's what it's really going to have to boil down to, man. I don't think a lot of free agents are going to come and play for the Niners. But at the end of the day, man, this is part of fandom. You got to take the good with the bad, and that's just it. That's all. You're gonna see teams that you don't like or you think you're better than, doing better than you at times, and there's gonna be times where you're gonna be looking down on folks. You just gotta man up and woman up and accept it. And I think that's it. Flow Sports Radio Show. We slapping y'all. with the facts of the NFL season. But until then, game on. Game on.